Here's something most English learners don't realize. Americans don't just say Happy New Year all night on New Year's Eve. In fact, the most natural phrase during the countdown has absolutely nothing to do with the word happy.
Wait, really? What do they say?
The ball is dropping. Or watch the ball drop. And if you hear an American say, the ball drops tonight, they're not talking about sports.
Okay, that makes more sense now. But also, ball? That's the first thing that comes to mind? A ball? For New Year's?
I know. And this is exactly why Culture Decoded episodes exist. Let me explain. Every year, on December 31st in New York City's Times Square, a giant glowing ball, it's about 12 feet wide, covered in crystals and LED lights, starts sliding down a pole at exactly 11:59 p.m. It takes 60 seconds to drop, and when it hits the bottom, boom, it's midnight. That's the ball drop. It's a national tradition. It's been happening since 1907, and Americans across the country watch it live on TV. So when someone says, we're going to watch the ball drop, they mean they're staying up to see that moment.
Oh, so it's like the countdown symbol.
Exactly. And this is important because if you're talking to an American and you say, I watched the New Year's ball fall, they'll understand, but it'll sound a little off. Or if you say, I saw the New Year's Eve ball, they might think you went to a New Year's Eve party that involved actual sports. The natural phrase is the ball drops, present tense simple. Did you watch the ball drop last night? We stayed up to see the ball drop. The ball drops at midnight.
Got it. So the ball drops is the specific moment, the countdown moment. That's so much clearer now.
And now, let me ask you something else. What do you usually say when someone asks about New Year's resolutions?
I have a New Year resolution. I want to exercise more.
Okay, good try. But here's the thing. You said I have a New Year resolution. That's grammatically correct, but it's not what a native speaker would say.
Really? What's wrong with it?
It's not wrong, it's just stiff. It sounds like you're reading from a textbook. Native speakers almost never say, I have a New Year resolution. They say, I made a New Year's resolution, or I set a resolution, or even just my resolution is. The verb matters. We make resolutions, we don't have them. Have sounds passive, like you found one lying around in your pocket.
Okay, that's funny. So I should say I made a New Year's resolution.
Yes. And one more thing, you said I want to exercise more. That's fine, but I want to doesn't carry commitment. A resolution is supposed to be something you're actually going to try to do. Native speakers usually say, I'm going to exercise more or I'm going to learn a new language. I'm going to sounds more determined. I want to sounds like a wish. There's a difference.
I can hear that difference now. I'm going to. It sounds stronger, like you actually mean it.
Exactly. And here's a common mistake I hear from Spanish speakers specifically. In Spanish, you often say, tengo en responsable de año nuevo, which is, I have a New Year's resolution. So it makes total sense why you'd translate it directly. But in English, it sounds unnatural. Same for Chinese speakers. In Chinese, you'd say, 我有一个新年主心,我有一个新年主X. And direct translation gives you, I have a New Year resolution. I hear this all the time. The fix is simple. Switch have to made.
Made. I made a resolution. I'm going to exercise more.
Perfect. And now, here's the part that surprises most people. There's a third phrase that comes up all the time on New Year's Eve, and it's one you probably know, but you might be using it wrong.
Oh, I'm ready. Hit me.
Fresh start.
Fresh start. Okay, I've heard that. Isn't that just another way to say New Year?
Sort of, but it's more specific. Fresh start means you're leaving the old stuff behind and beginning again. Clean slate. It's not just about the date changing, it's about feeling like you can start over. So Americans will say New Year's is a fresh start, or I'm ready for a fresh start this year.
That sounds nice. But what's the mistake?
The mistake is when learners say New Year is a new life. I hear this from Arabic speakers sometimes. In Arabic, you might say le garal I, hu leva, how gal a, sana jida, haya jida. New year, new life. It sounds poetic in Arabic, but in English, new life can mean something very different. Like you had a near-death experience, or you moved to a completely new country and changed everything. It's very dramatic. It feels intense. Fresh start is lighter, more natural, more common.
So fresh start is the casual version.
Exactly. New year, fresh start. That's a common phrase, I need a fresh start. That's what people say around January 1st. It's optimistic, not heavy.
I'm already thinking about how to use this. So I could say, this year feels like a fresh start for me.
That's beautiful, and it sounds completely natural. Now let me give you a real scenario. Imagine you're at a New Year's Eve party, and someone you just met asks you, "So, do you have any New Year's traditions?" How would you answer?
I would say I always watch a movie with my family.
Good answer. But let me show you how to sound more like a native. Try this. My family and I always stay up to watch the ball drop. Then we make resolutions together.
Oh, make resolutions together. That's nice.
It feels like a story, not just an answer. And here's the cultural rule. Americans love stories. If you can answer a simple question with a small story, you instantly sound more natural. We watch the ball drop, we make a toast, and then my mom always asks us what our fresh start is going to be. That one sentence tells them you're not a beginner.
A toast. That's another word. What's a toast?
Oh, good question. A toast is when you raise your glass, champagne, wine, whatever, and say something nice before drinking. At midnight on New Year's, someone might say, "Let's make a toast to a fresh start," and everyone clinks glasses.
So it's not about bread at all.
Not at all. English is full of these words that seem like they mean one thing but mean something totally different in the right context. Toast, food, or a speech. Ball, sports or a New Year's tradition. Glass, something you drink from, or a material. Context is everything.
Context is everything. I'm writing that down.
Now here's a mistake I hear from learners of many backgrounds. Using party as a verb in the wrong way. Like, I will party tonight. That's understandable. But it sounds a little teenage, like you're trying to sound cool. A more natural way is, I'm going to a party tonight, or we're celebrating with friends, or even we're staying in, which means staying home.
Staying in. So if I don't go out, I can say, we're staying in and watching the ball drop.
Perfect. That's exactly what millions of Americans do. Not everyone goes to Times Square. Most people actually stay home, order food, watch TV, and count down from their living room. So if you're a learner who thinks New Year's in America is all crazy parties, it's not. It's much more chill for most people.
That's actually reassuring. I thought I'd have to learn all this party vocabulary.
No way. The most important vocabulary for New Year's in America is probably just three things: the ball drops, a resolution, and a fresh start. If you know those three, you can have a natural conversation with any American around December 31st.
Let me practice all three. Did you watch the ball drop last night? Yes, I did. And I made a resolution. I'm going to cook more at home. It feels like a fresh start.
That was fantastic. Do you hear how natural that sounds? You connected all three phrases in one conversation. That's exactly how a native speaker would talk.
I feel so much more confident now. But let me ask, is there anything I should not say on New Year's Eve?
Great question. Yes. Avoid saying, "This year I will," with a lot of energy. "I will lose weight. I will save money. I will find a job." The problem is, will sounds like you're making a prediction, not a promise. I will in English is for things you're certain about, like the sun will rise tomorrow. But resolutions are things you're trying to do. So use "I'm going to," or "I want to," or "I plan to."
I will sounds too certain.
Exactly. And when you fail, because most people fail at resolutions, it feels worse. I said I will and I didn't do it, but I was going to feels softer and more realistic.
That's such a good point. So I'm going to exercise more, not I will exercise more.
You've got it. And here's one last tip. If someone asks you what's your New Year's resolution and you don't have one, that's totally fine. You can say, "I don't really do resolutions," or "I didn't make one this year." That's natural too. Not everyone makes resolutions, but you can still talk about the ball drop or the fresh start feeling.
Okay, let's do a quick practice round. I'll be the learner, you tell me if I sound natural.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
I didn't go out on New Year's Eve. I stayed in and watched the ball drop with my family. At midnight, we made a toast to a fresh start. And now I'm thinking about my resolution. I'm gonna read more books this year.
Leo, that was perfect. Every single phrase was natural. Stayed in, watched the ball drop, made a toast. Fresh start, I'm going to. If I didn't know you, I'd think you were a native speaker.
Haha, really? That's amazing. I feel like a whole new person.
You should. Because here's the thing, most learners focus on grammar and vocabulary, and that's important, but what makes you sound like a native is knowing which phrases to use and when. The ball drops isn't complicated grammar. Fresh start isn't a hard word. Made a resolution isn't difficult vocabulary, but using them together in the right context, with the right feeling, that's what makes you sound like you grew up speaking English.
That's the best feeling. I think our listeners can do this too.
Absolutely. And here's your takeaway for today. One rule to remember. On New Year's Eve, don't just say Happy New Year. Say, did you watch the ball drop? Say, I made a resolution. Say, here's to a fresh start. 3 phrases, that's all you need.
I'm gonna use all 3 tonight. Even if it's not New Year's Eve right now, I'm practicing for December 31st.
Perfect mindset. And if you want to practice more everyday phrases like these, hit that subscribe button. We make new episodes every day to help you sound more like a native, not more like a textbook.
That's right. And if you try today's phrases and want to share, leave a comment. Tell us your resolution. Tell us what fresh start means to you.
We love hearing from you. Until next time, keep speaking, keep making mistakes, and keep learning. This is Maya.
And this is Leo. See you next time.
Happy New Year, everyone. Or, as we say, ready for a fresh start.